Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Destiny Uncut. And we're excited to welcome you from Lagos to London, from Johannesburg to Jerusalem. And if you're just joining us, this is Destiny Uncut, and we're your hosts, Lara Adedeji and my G.
Adedeji.
Today's promises to be very exciting as we're going to be examining the law of attraction. How do you attract the right things, the right people, and the right environment into your life, so that you can get fulfilled in life? That's the journey we'll be taking you on as we share wisdom nuggets with you and experiences and practical tips that will help you get started. So we're going to dive right into our conversation for today. What is attraction? Let's start from there.
So when you talk about the law of attraction, already by calling it the law of attraction, you are saying there is a pull, there's a power, there's a force that cannot be explained literally, yet it informs, it determines, and it makes people do things that ordinarily they wouldn't do on their own. And so there is something that makes you to become attractive to somebody or to something, and there is something that makes other things and other people to become attractive to you. What are the things that you love to the point that when you see it in others, you say, wow, I want my life to be like this. I want to start doing this. I like this type of lifestyle, because what you see, you could wrestle in your heart, in your inner mind, in your inner self, you could connect with it. And so there's a bridge. Attraction is also built on all those bases. There's a bridge. There's a connection. There's a sense of correlation or relationship that exists between what you are seeing, what you are admiring, and your own expectation or your own aspiration for your life. And so that creates a kind of attraction. And they say opposite attracts. So the things you are deficient at, you see other people very strong at it, and you're like, wow. So it's very difficult to find somebody who is fascinated or attracted to somebody who is strong where you are strong. And that is why the best marriages are usually where the man and the woman are strong at different things.
So they complement
each other. And the law of attraction works in the same way. It's just like a man that has decided to start an organization and decided to staff in the areas of his weaknesses, or she has decided to start staffing, hiring people in the areas of her personal weakness. So the things she cannot do or she struggles with, she gets somebody to help her do it. And so when she finds somebody strong where she is weak, she's naturally or organizationally attracted to them. And so the law of attraction works in that kind of manner, helping us to identify the things we should build relationship with or we should be bonded with, because the things we need, we find others having it in abundance.
Wow, I like the direction of that conversation, and I want us to speak more to it in terms of human relations and how that we're able to attract what we need. You started mentioning the fact that there's a need for us to actually attract strengths from others in the areas of our weaknesses. Now, what that will do for us, I want us to be able to speak more about that. What will that attraction do for us? What will it make? How will it make our life, the outlook of our lives, to be like?
If we can successfully connect with people that are strong where we are weak, then what I think can happen in an ideal state, because there are situations where you get connected to somebody who is strong where you are weak, and the person begins to see you as if you are less than who you are. But in an ideal state where somebody is able to do what you cannot do, and then there seems to be synergy. There seems to be interdependency. And for me, I believe the best thing that will happen is strengths are maximized and weaknesses are minimized. So the best of you as a person is able to come out. Why? You have somebody with you who is strong where you are weak. Just if I want to go into the Bible, there was a time Apostle Paul was asking God, and the Bible says, Apostle Paul himself said, for this same issue, I asked the Lord, I begged the Lord 3 times that He could take away the thorns, He could take away all these challenges away from my life. And God said to him, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Apostle Paul now says, where I am weak, in the areas of my weaknesses,
Yes.
there I am now strong. Why? There is a partnership that exists between me, the weaker person, and God, the stronger person.
Yeah.
And in the areas of my weaknesses, I now enjoy His strength.
Yes.
And so if relationship can be seen in that order or in that manner, so it means where you are weak, you can then be strong because you have attracted an opposite personality,
Yeah.
an opposite capability, in the sense that you have attracted a complementary capacity that maximizes your strength, that makes you to be able to do more than you could do.
Yes.
You know, one thing that separates organizations from individuals is that strength are maximized. You know, people are collectively, brought together to achieve a common goal that they may never be able to achieve individually.
Yeah.
And so when attraction takes place, then any group that comes out of it, any union, any relationship that comes out of it, if it is a well orchestrated attraction, then it's supposed to be maximized.
Yes, and I want to take you on that when you said a well orchestrated attraction.
Yes.
Now, from what you said, I'm getting a sense that before you can actually enjoy the law of attraction,
yes,
there's a need for self-awareness.
Yes.
So if you don't know yourself, you don't know what you need to attract.
Yes.
And I think that's where many people are missing it. That level of self-awareness that needs to precede the law of attraction is not there.
Okay.
So people tend to just attract based on feelings or emotions.
Yes.
They are not aware enough of themselves to be able to attract the people they need and the kind of things they need. So I want you to speak a bit about that.
You know, as you were talking, I was thinking about, how magnets and iron get so attracted to each other that every time a magnet finds an iron, they become one.
Yes,
they join
connect
together. They work together. And so one thing that, as you mentioned, self-awareness is very critical. It's good to know who you are so that you know who to connect with. And so that you can become aware of who you are attracting. Because if you don't know who you are, you'll be attracting a set of people, a group of people, a kind of people onto yourself, and you could be ignorant of what they are attracted into your life for. And so you can't maximize them because you are not deliberate. And one word that I really want to emphasize that's important is the place of being deliberate, intentionality with attraction. And it is rooted in self-awareness. Because if you're a wood, you cannot be attracted to a magnet because your identity is wooden. But when an iron is positioned near a magnet or another iron that has a magnet, the iron then joins. So understanding who you are then gives you the opportunity to appreciate the kind of people that you attract and the kind of people that are attracted to you and you are attracted to.
Yes, that's very key, and I love that. So for everyone listening to us, there's when we talk about the law of attraction, it's important that you understand that whoever or whatever you attract, you are grafting that person into your life.
Yes.
The question is, do you need the people you are attracting, those kind of people
in your life
right now, the person you are today, as we speak, do you have what it requires? The kind of material that you are today, can it attract and sustain the kind of people you are pulling to yourself?
Yes,
it's critical. The kind of ideas, the kind of business that you want to execute, are you that kind of material that can execute it? You need to start asking yourself, because that's where self-awareness comes in. You need to start asking, can I graft this part in my present state and season,
Yeah.
can I graft this into myself and I won't break down? Because sometimes it's not just about what you're attracting, it's also the weight of what you're attracting.
Okay. Yes.
Sometimes we're not ready in the season that we are in to be able to graft in the weight of some personalities.
Okay.
That we're not even ready in some season to graft in the weight of some resources.
When you say grafting, so that some people can understand.
So connecting to, for example, now a 15-year-old boy that is still in secondary school.
Okay.
He can sit down in his room and wish for 15 million naira and start thinking about it, dreaming about it,
or $1 million.
or $1 million. When he attracts that $50 million dollars to himself, or that $1 million, will he make him or break him? The weight of that resource, does he have the capacity
to manage it?
To manage and handle it at that age?
So you shouldn't just attract anything or anyhow,
yes,
or any people, because it will always affect you. You must be able to handle the pressure,
yes,
the attention, the demands that comes with every attraction into your life, whether it's attraction of people as human resources or the attraction of money. Anything you attract, you must have the capacity to handle it. If you get too much of exposure, if you have attracted too much of exposure, visibility, and you have become famous very early in life, do you have the capacity to handle the fame?
Yes.
At this time? It's very important.
It's very important. You know, I just remembered, I think it was in one of the books you were writing about the fact that how things are able to own us.
Yeah.
Yes, how things are able to own us instead of us actually taking charge of those things.
Yes.
Those things take charge of us and they change us. We don't realize that the things that we have possessed have actually possessed us. Now, and that's what attraction does. We attracted those things. Sometimes in attraction, we even purchased it.
Okay.
With our money,
yes,
with our resource. Now that you have done that, before you go into those things, is it possible that you do an evaluation of yourself and ask? You know, Jesus was saying to us, he said, who is that person that wants to build a house that will not first sit down to count the cost?
Yes.
So the house is an attraction.
Something you want,
something you want to connect to, something you want to possess, something you want to own.
Yes.
But will you sit down first and count the cost? That will I be able to
do you have the
capacity to sponsor and
to sustain it
this that I want to attract? And it's a question many of us are not asking ourselves. You will see many women that want to become mothers. They want to attract children.
Yes.
But you will realize that many women are going to postpartum depression after giving birth because they can't handle the weight, the responsibility that comes. It's not just the excitement of being pregnant. What about the responsibility of taking care of a child? Many women cannot handle it. And so you realize that many of them go into postpartum depression. They just want to keep that baby aside and be themselves, be in their own space. But you attracted it. You are attracted, and you see many young people now. You're getting involved in so many sexual immorality, and you are at the risk of having unwanted pregnancy. Do you have the capacity? Because you're going into that means that you are attracting something. When you finally attract that pregnancy, are you responsible and responsive enough to be able to take care of that child?
Yes.
Those are some of the questions you need to start asking. So before we start attracting things and attracting people into our lives, we need that evaluation that brings us into self-awareness. Am I ready? There are some people that are under the pressure of getting married. And really, if you do a self-awareness, you are not ready to be the wife of that man. You're not ready to submit. You're not ready
can't do
to
the
love. You
pressure
can't handle the pressure
of the marriage.
of the marriage. But you feel that age is
Not on your side.
not on your side. Age is edging you into attracting that level of responsibility. But if you will be true to yourself, are you ready for it? That which you want to attract right now, are you ready for it? Sometimes we don't know the power of cause and effect. The action that we take and the consequences that come with it. So when you take an action, you have attracted something. You've attracted the consequences of that action.
Yes.
So for example, you buy a new car and the car is maybe worth maybe 25 million naira.
Yes.
Now there's something that came. It's not you did not just buy a new car. You have also positioned yourself in a class. That car has put you in a particular pedestal. Now, there are some people that by virtue of that car will make demand on you.
On your life.
Are you ready for that level of attraction? So those are some of the questions we need to start asking ourselves. So the law of attraction is holistic in the life of every human being. And the reason why many of us are so too quick to jump at things and get frustrated in them is because we have not considered all these things we're talking about today.
Yes. You know, one thing about law of attraction that we also need to consider as we move on is we must become conscious of what we have attracted. You know, we could think about the things we have attracted. I mean, we are attracting or we want to attract, but we must do a kind of inventory, whether you do it with listing things on your notes or in your mind. You must be able to identify the things you've attracted in your life. There are things you've attracted that you must become conscious of so that, number one, you can give thanks for them, the people in your life, the relationships in your life, the opportunities you've attracted. That's number one. Number two, I want to also, I believe that we are also explained. We can be explained by the sum of our attractions. And so I may conclude by saying that if I can find who you have attracted and what you have attracted, I can conclude about who you have been. You see, the best of the same feather, they flock together. So you don't always find it convenient to attract people who are inconsistent with your thinking, your aspiration, your association. You attract people within your aspiration, your aspiration. You attract people be around all those things. So if you can do an inventory of the people you've attracted, opportunities you've attracted, then you can find the kind of man, the kind of woman you have been. And so if you want a different kind of attraction, then that means you have to be a different kind of person. This is another side to the law of attraction. And so it could be a desire in your heart to attract a certain set of people so that it doesn't become a desire that drives you into craziness or drives you into all manner of wandering. You know, like somebody just wandering about. Like, what are you looking for? I can't even explain. I'm just looking for something. You must be able to say, okay, what am I looking for? What are the type of things and people I want in my life, in my circles?
You must be able to define it.
What kind of man must I become to attract them?
Yes.
Because they are also looking for their kind for them to show up. And so before you start saying, is it possible? Is it not possible? I'm saying it is possible. You can attract almost any kind of people, any kind of opportunities, but you have to shift yourself to become someone that can be attracted by those things. So like iron is attracted to magnet and magnet attract iron, you must become somebody of similar kind.
Yes.
You can't want to be very close with a set of lawyers that have pot belly, you know, lawyers that do all manner of things without going to certain spot and joints in the night after office. So you're somebody, you just like to go from your office straight to your house to meet your responsible wife and family at home. And yet you are the same person that also wants to build a relationship with this lawyer that signed deals around 12 a.m., 1 a.m. in the night. Then you need to start going to where they go to. So that is on the negative kind of thing, because it will also come with a consequence.
So you attract the person, you attract the environment.
You attract the environment, because there's an environment that has attracted the person you are looking for. And so if you need to attract those people, then you become attracted to the environment, to their circumstance, and by virtue of your attachment or attraction to the environment and circumstances, you become automatically attracted to them.
Yes. And you get their results.
You get their results.
You get their experience.
Yes.
So you want to change your result.
Yes.
You want to change your environment. There's a need for you to backtrace your step.
Yes.
And find out what person am I
Yes.
that have led me down this road.
Point.
It's important. So you
that
need
has
to
gotten me this result over these years.
So the result didn't just happen overnight.
The result is an attraction on its own.
Yes, you attracted that result and that experience.
Yes.
So if you want a different result, there's a saying that does that it's a madman that does the same thing and expect a different result.
And it is insanity to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Yeah. So you desire a different experience in your life. You desire to have a different result. Then you need to start checking and unchecking. Okay. Because for some people, they need to uncheck and say, you know what, I no longer want to attract this
kind.
So anymore. I'm going to stop doing this.
Yeah.
I no longer want to attract this, so I will stop going to this place.
To these places. Because you are the same person that worries about why you keep attracting. Let's say a lady, you keep attracting men. You need to be married, by the way, but you are not getting younger. And so, but you notice that you keep getting people that have divorced their wives.
Or married men.
They've married before, but, they've divorced. The question you should ask yourself is, okay, this kind of people that have been attracting lately, why am I attracting them? Where have I been going to? What have I been doing? What kind of impression have I been giving to people when
have I portrayed myself?
Have I presented and portrayed myself? These are the things that makes you to consistently attract those people. So if you want to attract a different set, it's not impossible. There's a way to present yourself. There's a way to package yourself, packaging your expectation. And it also go back to the issue of self-awareness, but beyond self-awareness, self-re-engineering in the manner of, okay, I've been thinking and talking and behaving like this. Maybe that's why I've gotten this set of results. This kind of people interested in me. Now, let me think in a different way. Let me talk in a different way. Let me present myself in a different way because of the kind of people I want to attract. So the law of attraction is multidimensional, and you must become very key in it. As we are ramping up, you must become conscious of who you are, so that you will appreciate the people you have attracted thus far in your life. And when you are not comfortable with the kind of attractions into your life, there are things you can change to change what you're attracting.
Yes. I think that's very key for us to understand. We've spoken about self-awareness. We've spoken about about the fact that you need to know who you are. What kind of material are you? And because that is a primary determinant of why you've been attracting the kind of things and people that you've been attracting over the years, and the kind of environment. So it's important that you evaluate yourself and be aware. If there's a need for you to do a self re-engineering, I think it's time for you to get on board with that, because until you change the narrative in terms of who you are, you can't change the kind of attractions that come your way. I believe that you have gained some wisdom nuggets today, and I believe that you have been upgraded in your thinking on Destiny Uncut today. So we come your way again. If you have liked already, I want you to share. And if you have shared already, I want you to subscribe to this channel so that every time we get a new episode dropping in on the channel, you'll be notified.
Yes, let us know in the comments how you feel about what we've discussed about the law of attraction.
Yes.
We believe that you can change the direction of your life if you can review a few things around your life. And we intend to see you again in the next episode. Till that time, become conscious of yourself, do self-analysis, self-assessment, and self-re-engineering.
See you next episode.
Yes, God bless you.